Hello guys, welcome back to TopsyTipsy. I know I'm posting this video after a really long time, but oh well, we're back again. So currently we're in phase 2 of lockdown in Singapore. It's a kind of lockdown where you can meet 2 unique visitors per day, and we're back again at this. This situation is better than other countries, so I'm thankful about that. So at present, I have just completed my university and I have just, given all the examinations, did my final year presentation, and I am free again. So, right now, my biggest responsibility is to find a place in Singapore so I can shift from my hostel to my very own house. It's pretty surprising how initially when I thought of Singapore, I always thought about a room because I was living in a hostel with one of my friends. But now I'm shifting to a new house and I'm very excited for it. So there are two different ways in which you can rent property in Singapore. Actually, three. So first is to go through an agent service where you hire an agent and the agent helps you find different places in according to your given conditions. This service by the agent is chargeable depending on the length of the lease. Second is by going online, by looking at properties online using websites like Property Guru, Rent in Singapore, 99.co, etc. And third way, instead of you looking at some professional website, the third way would be to just, go to different Facebook groups and look on groups such as Flats and Flatmates and similar groups like Rent in Singapore, etc. So all these ways have their own advantages. So let me start by talking about each of these different methods and when to use them. So let's get started. So the first service would be the agent service, and there could be a certain circumstance that where you think that this might be more suitable for you. So the agent service might be more suitable if you're a working professional or a person who doesn't really have time to go and view different places. Second, if you have like very specific conditions of how the place should be, what are the conditions, what are if you have like certain specific criterias, then I think it's best to go through an agent. Another reason could be that you're fine with paying the agent fees. Like if it's a 1 year lease, then you'll be paying half a month's rental fees to the agent. So if you're fine with paying the fees, then I think agent service would be the best option. Second option that I just mentioned is going online by looking at properties on Property Guru, 99.co, etc. I think this service is also pretty good if you have the patience and the time to look through different properties that might suit your need. There are a lot of limitations in each of these methods, but I feel that in Singapore, I think looking at properties online could also be fine. And most of your friends found places by looking at those websites, and I feel that that is also a pretty good solution given that you have those resources such as time and patience to look at each of these properties that suit your need. And yes, you will need to schedule a lot of viewings, but then once again, I think it will be worth it because in this way you will be escaping from paying the agent's fees. Thirdly, the third kind of service is used when you don't really have people to room with. You might be looking for people, or you might be looking at existing places where you want to join a certain group of people, because online on Facebook a lot of people post their listings if they need a roommate or if they're leaving a place and they are looking for a replacement. And I think in that situation, Facebook groups would be the best form of option, because in this way you'll get to know more, you'll have an idea of who you'll be staying with, plus you will be able to it is a more casual way where you're not paying any service fees. One disadvantage of using the last method would be it would require a lot of patience way more than using websites, because you'll have to go through each of those posts or probably search through different posts, and that requires a lot of hard work. So if you're ready for this amount of hard work, then I think Facebook groups should be the option. Also, what people sometimes do is that when they do not have people to room with, they go to websites like roomies.sg, where they look for potential roommates of people who might want to stay in a particular location and might match certain interests. So in this way, even if you want to rent an apartment with more than that has more rooms or has bigger common rooms or living room area, then I think it is best to room with a certain group of people or with someone, and that is when people go to websites like roomies.sg so that they can find potential roommates. So I know that this is a lot of information overload, but now let's talk about a lot of funny slash annoying circumstances that I have seen while looking for property. Not that I've found right now, my search is still ongoing, but let's take a look at some of my experiences. So I'll talk about the online process and some of the annoying situations when I went through property guru. So this is how the process looks like. Oh, I see a listing that checks all of my conditions. I send a message to the agent, and the message is standard. So if you click on the WhatsApp option on the website, it directly sends a message to the agent. I know I may be one of those many people who might be sending the same kind of message, but almost 90% of the time, what I have seen is that the agents don't reply. It's like I'm sending one. So I've seen 10 listings, and this is what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this way, I send it to 10 different agents, but I do not get a reply from any of those agents, which is super annoying. So one way to overcome this situation, or to not experience something similar, would be to craft a message of your needs and circumstances, give an idea of who you are, why you would be suitable, and then send it to the agent, because that would increase the reply rate between you and the agent with more than 50%. So just make sure that you keep this in mind. So what I've observed next is that sometimes when you're super lucky and the agent replies to you, you feel overwhelmed. But wait, there is a process of matching your profile. So what's the biggest issue that I've seen with a lot of agents is that when they ask you for your profile and when you send your profile to them, they just reply by saying profile don't match, sorry. And that's when the problem comes. Sometimes initially I was like, yeah, fine, probably they don't want to rent it to my profile. But then later on, I realized that sometimes you have to ask them, what is it in your profile? It could be the budget. It could be probably they think that since you are a group of friends, so you might not keep the place clean. Understand the problem and tell them how you can solve it. So for me, I'll just give an example. Since my profile said that we are a group of friends looking for a place to rent, a lot of the owners preferred family. So we told them that no, we are neat people. We'll take care of the place, and that's when the agents responded or kind of took the deal further. So that is something that you should definitely keep in mind. Also, sometimes the price of a property is negotiable, sometimes it's not. But I feel that coming from a tenant's perspective, I feel like that it's always worth to give it a try. Sometimes your profile may be way better than what the owner, like other profiles are. So sometimes that can make a difference, and a better profile with a lesser price is sometimes better than a less better profile with a higher price. So you should know why you might be a better fit, and just talk about it, and don't be shy to negotiate. And approximately in Singapore, you can negotiate up to 10% lower than what is already advertised from my experience. So what you should definitely keep in mind is that sometimes the agents are just very unresponsive, one major reason could be because they're super busy, because they have like what, 1000 messages, standard messages like what you have sent. So I think one possible way to get immediate attention from the agent could be to just simply call the agent. I know we might be a bit shy to just call someone who we don't know, but I think it's totally fine, and I think that could also be one way to just increase the speed of the entire process. So just keep that in mind. So guys, this is the end of my video. I hope you guys learned something out of it, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me personally in the comment section below or on my Instagram page. Like, subscribe and share the video if you guys want to see more of such content. Until then, stay happy, stay amazing, and bye.